Hey everybody. It's me, Chris, with another movie review. This time I had the pleasure to watch probably one of the most satisfying movies I've seen in a quite while. The fact that this was not a Disney film but made pretty much to be a Disney movie really was fantastic. It's fantastic. The movie I'm talking about is called Over the Moon. This is a new movie on Netflix. It is right now topping number three on the Netflix charts. Honestly, it should be number one. This movie is so satisfying. It really is. This is one of those things that you, as an adult, would appreciate for the story. Kids will love it because it is a fantasy, and of course, there's goofy little characters in there that will keep kids entertained. But it is a movie that the whole family can really watch and absolutely understand. And yeah, it's one of those what they call tear jerkers. So you're gonna probably cry a little bit. This movie is about it's a whole uh, Japanese based type of film where it takes a legend about the moon and how there's this moon goddess, princess, whatever, that lives on the moon, and it's about this little girl who grew up learning the story about this moon goddess from her mom. Her mom passes away, and as she got older, things are getting to change, and she doesn't like that because her dad is moving on. She's still stuck in the past, and it is one of those growing up stories for kids to grow up with and understand as they get older. This movie is just absolutely gorgeous. The artwork, the just everything about it is just fantastic. The whole story is great. It kind of reminds me of mixed. I'm going to use these movies as references. Moana, um, what was the other couple I had that kind of reminded me? Moana is one of them. Uh, Inside Out, it has a little bit of Inside Out in it, and just mixed with just a bunch of other Disney kind of feel to it. Again, this movie looks like you're watching a Disney film, but it is not a Disney film. This is a Netflix original. This is just a different version. Like I didn't know that it was like a. I didn't know that they actually have a Netflix animation, but they do, and they did a fantastic job with this movie in creating this really crazy world on the moon, to where it's just like you got all these weird characters, you got all these like funny little creatures, and they got this big castle and everything, and it's all on the moon, and everything's bright and colorful. It's just a really great way to tell a good story using Japanese art as well and music as well. That's something else. I did not expect this movie to be a musical. This has a whole lot of music in it, whole lot of singing, and I did not expect that. So again, yeah. Oh, Frozen. Frozen's another movie that this kind of reminds me of, and trust me, I kind of don't like that because I'm so burnt out on Frozen. Um, which is really funny because there's a character in this movie that kind of reminds me of Olaf, and I was like, oh my goodness, this character is going to be as annoying as Olaf is. And there is a scene in the movie where the character's like, yeah, no, I hate annoying characters. And there's a silence. And I'm like, You read my mind. Because this character is annoying, just like Olaf is annoying in the Frozen movies. I'm sorry if you're a big fan of Frozen, but yeah, this movie is yeah, no. Um and the character, the little girl is she you get at first she's like really sweet, very caring and stuff like that. And with everything switching around in her real life, she's focused on trying to prove that the stories her mom told her is real. And she's doing it for herself, and she's doing it for, to, I guess, grab hold of the memory that her mom has, or that she has of her mom, so that, she doesn't, I guess she feels like she's forgetting her, so she's trying to grab a hold of these stories and keep them for herself. And as she does that, she gets really mean and hateful because she doesn't care when somebody asks, "Let me help you." She's like, "No, I don't want your help," and she pushes people away just so she can get this, so she can grab a hold of this. And she's literally not paying attention about everything that is around her to help her and to let her know that she is not alone. And this is just her growing up, and that's basically what the whole movie is about, is growing up. And there is a deep message of dealing with lost ones and trying to move on, knowing that these people are no longer with us, and trying to uh, remember them. And so it will make you cry a little bit here and there, probably. Again, this has Disney written all over it, except it's not Disney. So that's, I mean, you would think if somebody says, "Hey, have you watched Over the Moon?" It's like, that's one Disney movie that I have not seen, but it's not a Disney film. And trust me, when you watch the film, you will definitely see all of that. It just sounds like you're watching one. So, yeah, I mean, with Frozen, Moana, just that type of feel to the film. It's so good, so beautiful. The story is fantastic. It is just really great. It is good to see a movie like this again. So yeah, I mean, it's called Over the Moon. It's on Netflix right now. Check it out. If I had to score this movie from 1 to 10, I would probably give this a 7. A 7 because it had me hooked. I'm a big uh, fan of like Studio Ghibli, and if you know anything about that whole that whole franchise of animation, it kind of reminds me of that. And a movie that never gets any credit is a movie called Abominable. Look that up. That is a awesome movie. Awesome movie. Very well made. Very beautiful. And yeah, it kind of reminds me of that one a whole lot as well, because it kind of deals with the same thing. So yeah, I would have to say that Abominable and this movie is pretty much back to back. But yeah, this movie is really well done. I give it a 7. The animation really had me. The story had me. I got to admit, you definitely knew where some parts of the movie was very kiddish, because the characters were just like little cartoon characters that you just really don't care enough about, but little kids be like, "Oh, look at that," and yeah, it's not exactly that whole thing just really kind of knocked me out of the loop. Some of the singing, some of the songs are okay. Nothing that I'm actually going to remember, like music from Moana or Coco, but pretty good music. So, yeah, I give it a 7. Definitely a movie that you need to check out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I hope you Take my word for it. If you got Netflix, go watch it. It is a great movie. Get your family, get some popcorn, sit down, watch a good movie. Trust me. Over the Moon, a 7. Go check it out. See ya.